Maybe swing. On a length straight away. And this is a huge battle in the sense this batting lineup. Little bit of swing, dropped it. Should have been taken. It really should have been held. They're down the track at him. There's an appeal. They all want it. It's noisy here. Rohit reviews it straight away.
Okay, there's a clear spike when the ball is next to the bat. Khalid, you need to change your decision. You're on screen now. You can sit out.
Decision change. I mentioned Virat does like to charge the seamer early in the power play. That's why I thought the line would have to be straight at the stumps. Papa's made room. Top class striking. Trouble, trouble, big trouble. Taken, Behrendorff again. Cam Green takes a good catch. 2 down in the power play, RCB. 2 straight, and Faf picks it off.
Down the ground and gets all of it. The very best of Faf du Plessis just dumps it in the crowd. Short pulled away. Not a great start in truth for Chris Jordan. All the way. Don't bother chasing that. Maxwell, another 6. Maxwell goes big. He goes very big. They do finish the over with a boundary.
Century this season for Glenn Maxwell. It's a good return to form after a little lean patch. Cometh the over, cometh the man. And then you pay the penalty with this brilliance. That's a half century, another one for Faf du Plessis this season. 6th time he's gone 50 or above. Absolutely superb. Could it be a record-breaking season for him at RCB? He's toying with them. He is literally toying with the bowling now. 360-degree player, Glenn Maxwell. Cleared the ropes. Cleared it easily.
Oh, this could be out. Yes! Didn't quite time it. Dragged it on the onside. That's a humongous wicket. At some point, we must ask him about how he plays some of those extraordinary shots. 13 gone, 140 for 3. Boom! Longru's gone. They say don't bowl the left-arm spinner against the left-hand batter. Fantastic over that. 6 runs. The wicket. Taken! Twice! Fumble with it. Third time lucky. So after Maxwell, they've got Faf du Plessis too. Well, there you go. Goes up a long way, should be out. It is Cameron Green coming in. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it? The simplest of catches and the captain cannot believe it. DK goes leg side, he goes big. Slow ball into the pitch, DK's not got this one. It is a simple catch in the deep this time. They have put a couple down, but he has to go, but he's made a real dent. There's still a ball to go though. 5 from it. And he's done a terrific job up until now. And they're just shy of 200. 200 will have been one of their targets, RCB. What an over. Absolutely. Oh, good lad. Don't hold it. Hold it. Don't throw it away. What a job he's done. Yep, if they can go on and win this, Mumbai, don't forget the importance of that last over. They're going to require 200 runs to win. It is such an important couple of hours or so coming up for both sides.
And he starts nicely, Ishan Kishan. Yes, right off the mark. That's full, that's gone, that's Ishan Kishan on the march again. Does pull his length back. And that is smashed. And that has gone for 6. Oh! My goodness! Oh, Ishan Kishan!
Go straight. Very well played. Good player of spin, by the way, Ishan Kishan. Another biggie. One into Hasaranga. Now has been in for a 6 after 4. Oh yes, boy! They're celebrating, not bothering appealing. It's gone. What a shame. Bit of a damn squid after those 2 terrific shots. Way around the pitch. Umpire will consider that. They can of course review it. And it becomes the umpire's call. Let's have a look.
Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting. Thank you. I'll go back to Khalid on field. Khalid, you need to change your decision. You're on screen now. You can signal out.
What an over. One into Hasaranga. What a shot. Now this guy we've seen before. He's got some serious talent. Nehal Vadera. Lovely shot. What a shot this is.
Massive, absolutely massive. It was short on this occasion. He's not going to miss out. There's that full length and dispatched. The idea is to bowl full. And Wadera is going through his repertoire. 32 now. I think it hit the car. A dent in the car.
Runs. 4 of them. Go straight. That's a straight 6. You don't see those very often. From Sky. Crisp shot on the outside. Should get a couple of runs. And that's 50s for Surya Kumar Yadav. His 4th in the last 6 innings. Strike rate on this one, 196. It's just a phenomenal T20 batter. Has gone for it. The special has come from Surya. Another big one. Sweep shot again, but the distance this time much, much longer. Oh, another free hit. 6 plus a free hit, no ball. There he goes. He just knows where the vacant spaces are. Oh dear! The magic of Surya Kumar Yadav. It's gone up, but not too long. This could be out. Yes, taken. And a sensational innings has come to an end.
Tim David. Tim David comes and Tim David goes. Easy catch. Hat-trick delivery. Green off the mark. 2 wickets in the over. 193 for 4. And Wadera end, holding back on the way for 6. It's a half century. His second 2 in a row this season. And an exclamation mark to end this contest. Another successful 200-run chase for the Mumbai Indians. They jump from 8th place.
As of late 2025, the U.S. economy is a study in contrasts, presenting a complex tapestry of mixed signals that has economists and policymakers carefully watching every new data release. On one hand, there are clear signs of resilience and underlying strength. On the other, persistent headwinds are fueling a debate about the path forward. Is the economy achieving a rare soft landing, where inflation is tamed without causing a recession? Or are we teetering on the edge of a more significant slowdown? The answer isn't simple, because the data itself tells conflicting stories. To understand this division, let's look at the key indicators, starting with the broadest measure of economic health, gross domestic product, or GDP. With smooth grid lines and subtle motion, the U.S. economy is still growing, but the pace has noticeably decelerated, After a surprisingly robust performance in 2023 with growth over 2%, projections for 2025 show real GDP growth slowing to around 1.2%. This slowdown isn't accidental, it's the intended consequence of several powerful forces. The Federal Reserve's campaign of high interest rates has made borrowing more expensive, cooling business investment and consumer spending on big-ticket items. At the same time, persistent global tensions and shifts in supply chains create an environment of uncertainty for international trade. And critically, consumer sentiment remains cautious. Even with jobs being plentiful, anxieties about the cost of living are causing many households to pull back on spending, which is the primary engine of the U.S. economy. Now let's turn to inflation, the economic story that has dominated headlines for the past few years. The good news is that the intense price pressures have moderated significantly from their peak. The bad news? Inflation is proving stubborn and it's not gone. In 2025, the Consumer Price Index is hovering around 3.1%. While that's a world away from the highs of over 9%, it remains stubbornly above the Federal Reserve's 2% target, the level the central bank deems healthy for the economy. Digging deeper, we see a split. While the prices for many goods have stabilized or even fallen, the costs of services and shelter remain elevated. Energy prices contribute a layer of volatility subject to global events. But the real challenge is in sticky inflation categories. Housing costs, which include rent and owner's equivalent rent, are slow to come down and make up a large portion of household budgets. Furthermore, prices for services, from car repairs to haircuts and dining out, continue to climb, fueled by sustained consumer demand and higher labor costs in those industries. This brings us to the labor market, which has been the bedrock of the economy's resilience. The headline unemployment rate is around 4.3%. While this is a slight increase from the historic lows seen recently, it remains by all historical standards a very healthy and strong figure, indicating that most Americans who want a job can find one. However, beneath that strong headline number, the market is clearly rebalancing. The number of job openings has fallen, and the Great Resignation has cooled, with fewer workers voluntarily quitting their jobs. We're also seeing a significant divergence between sectors. High-flying industries like technology and finance, which hired aggressively during the pandemic, have conducted waves of layoffs to right-size their workforces. In stark contrast, sectors like healthcare, construction, and hospitality are still actively hiring, driven by demographic trends, federal infrastructure spending, and a continued consumer preference for experiences over goods. So what does this all mean for the average American? It means the experience of the economy feels contradictory. On one hand, the job market is still a source of security, and jobs are still out there. But on the other hand, wage growth, while finally starting to outpace inflation for many, isn't robust enough to erase the sting of the past few years. The cumulative impact of higher prices for groceries, gas, and housing means that even with a steady paycheck, many household budgets feel stretched thin. This gap between a strong job market and persistent cost of living pressures is the central tension defining the U.S. economy today. To understand today's economy, we have to rewind the clock to the start of an unprecedented economic roller coaster. The story of how we got here is one of a massive global shock, a monumental policy response, and the complex consequences that continue to shape our financial world. It all began in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic triggered an abrupt global shutdown, forcing businesses to close and causing millions of job losses in weeks. This wasn't a typical recession. It was the sharpest economic downturn in modern history, a sudden stop that paralyzed the global economy.